ad spot's going long. I don't know.
Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Family Insurance, Oak Park Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick European. Also, University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Wisconsin.Golf, Cleary Building Corp, and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin-Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani, longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun, and Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
From TPC Wisconsin in Madison, along with Dave McCann, our engineer, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Braun, and welcome to another edition of Talking Golf at TPC. And boy, I'll tell you what, you talk about a guy that's maybe the hottest player on the planet, lives right here in Madison, Wisconsin. Dennis, it's unbelievable what Tiz is on, right? The streak he's on.
Oh, yeah, he's doing great. He's putting, I watched him. If he'd have made putts, he'd have really been low.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of putts, but he, hits it in there 6, 8, 10 feet all the time, And it's pretty cool.
And Mike Heller, our other co-host, where you up in Appleton? Where are you?
I'm at Butamore Country Club in Appleton for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
Oh, that's cool.
Their fundraising outing that Brian Butch, good friend of mine, is the lead of. So I'm happy to be here. And what a great weekend. And Tiz, I know that you're beaming with a little pride to see the family enjoy what they got to enjoy. And it's hard to win your own deal because there's so much that's asked of you for Steve to win that. And I know that you're proud of the whole family and the joy that they took in what this weekend ended up being.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And Bobbi, who caddied for Freddie, she had a good time.
Yeah.
And I saw her today. She's playing in the State Open over here.
Yeah, we're going to check in with her a little bit later. Yeah.
Because I asked her, I said, well, where's Freddie? Isn't he going to caddy for you in this tournament? But she just laughed.
You know who else caddied over the weekend?
Oh.
Our co-host. You want to talk about your experience?
He drove.
Caddying?
Well, listen.
He was a caddy. Oh, I thought you meant him. I didn't know.
Yeah, I caddied, and I caddied for Len Matisse. Great guy. I had a eye-opening whale of a time. It is so much fun to do it. It is also so enlightening. And Tiz saw my handiwork on 18 when Len Matisse made birdie on Saturday, and I'm walking up the tunnel, near the tunnel, and Tiz kind of shouts down, "Even you couldn't screw that one up." So, yeah.
Mike, would you have expected him to say anything else?
No, I just he kept the blue language out, but yeah, that's exactly what I thought he would say.
Seriously, that's a new perspective, was it not, for you? And what did you take away from
it? Was
that
one of the in golf. It was one of the neatest things I've done. It was. Shoot, Dennis has lived this life, but being inside the ropes with the best players in the world, to watch how they go about their work, their craft, to see the level of talent, it was, and to gain the appreciation of how difficult the work is that Nikki does in caddying for Steve and that Bobby's done and Izzy did. It is not easy. I knew it wouldn't be, but it was enlightening and a fantastic experience.
I saw Bobbi Sunday after Freddie concluded her round, and she was down by the caddy area. And I walked by her and I said, "How'd you do it? Or how'd you like it?" She said, "I had an absolute blast."
Yeah.
She said, "I just thoroughly enjoyed it." But she says, "I can't believe how tired I am."
It's hard. She goes, up that hill,
she goes, "I am really exhausted." So anyway, but and your group did pretty well, and he was the ace up there, by the way, today. He was the anchor.
What did you say?
Oh,
was
up here for this. Yeah, this
yeah.
is a scramble.
He was the
The
what?
scramble.
Yeah.
He was there, the number one guy.
Now listen, Tiz, don't be so surprised.
I thought he made a
you know
miscue
that
when he said
occasionally-
ace. I was running what he meant by that.
No, I didn't. I did not make an ace. No, we had a good group and a lot of fun. And these events are always a lot of fun, and they're always for the right reason.
Was it cold?
To raise a lot of money.
Was it cold?
Yeah, it's chilly. Yeah, a little chilly. I needed
Steve
to keep
Stricker is ready.
my quarter zip up
Yeah.
on most of the day. So
Yeah, that's cool.
wasn't as cold as it was at the beginning yesterday.
Oh, it's
I
freezing.
know that.
Freezing, yeah.
Well, we can check
Yeah.
to see how cold it was as a player because the hottest player in the planet is with us right now on the phone. How was it playing yesterday, Steve? A little cooler than the first 2 days, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely chilly. Yeah, it was like a 30-degree turnaround from the other couple of days. So it was definitely a shock to the system, and the wind was blowing. Yeah, it was a little bit challenging of a day.
Steve, you said
Steve, I know. Sorry,
ahead,
Paul.
Mike.
Steve,
Go
I
ahead.
know that from Saturday, your post-round interview that I stood in on, you were asked about sleeping on a lead. Now you've done that a lot, so I don't want to ask you about that part. But what about being in your own tournament and the way you had to stay in your game and play yesterday, knowing where you were, what you were trying to do? Was that different than it has been at other times?
Yeah, it's a challenge to play and play well here, just because I wanted to win this tournament so badly over the years, and at times I'd get in my own way. I think put too much pressure on myself to try to play well and win. Come close a couple of times, but just wasn't playing what I was capable of playing. And then, really, I think being in contention a lot so far this year, having a lot of opportunities to win and winning other tournaments, I think I just felt a little bit more comfortable, knowing that my game has been good and I've been playing well, and I just kind of just trusted what I was doing was going to be good enough. And I was really happy the way my irons have been so good lately, and they were again yesterday when I had to. So that makes me feel really good. The putter, kind of comes and goes lately, but for the most part this week that was really good. And so it was, it was one of those weeks where everything came together again, and I just kind of relied on what I was been doing, and it was good enough.
Steve, all of us that play golf, very few of us ever get into, they use the term sometime when you're athletes, you're in a zone where physically you feel good, mentally you're very, very confident. Would that kind of describe where you're at now? Do you feel like maybe this whole environment, the way it's going, that you're playing better and you just got that total confidence? Is that a fair way of looking at it?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence for sure. And I feel like if I just play my game, I'm going to have an opportunity come Sunday. And that's kind of the mentality I've been taking into each and every one of these Champions Tour events. And, some weeks, you have it and some weeks you don't. It's just the nature of the game. But for the most part, I feel like if I just do what I've been doing, I'll have that opportunity come late on Sunday. And it's hard to win. I mean, I didn't handle it very good the week before in Iowa. I had a really good chance to win. I hit all the shots that I needed to hit, and I just didn't make the putts that I should have made. And that happened. But and maybe that's the reason why I won this week, is because I kind of failed last week and didn't get the job done. So I learned from last week, and it was a ton of fun to get the win here.
Steve, you've alluded to this a little bit in it's hard to win the tournament that you so much wanted to win, and that being here. But shoot, yesterday, when you're coming up 18 and they introduce you and that moment's going on and you got your girls up behind the green, Nikki's carrying the bag. I mean, everybody's there. That just has to be so fulfilling, and I'm wondering how you even, it helped to have a little cushion there, but the emotions of that moment was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it really was. And, it really is a blessing, to have my girls, Nikki and the girls, support me the way they do. And, I kept saying yesterday too, it's way more than golf, that's going on there. It's about getting everybody together, raising this money for the Children's Hospital, for all these charities. And, it just so happens that I was able to win. I mean, that's the icing on the cake. But the whole thing, is what really gets me, the lives that we impact. I meet usually a child every year or more than one, and, that has been impacted by some sort of cancer or disease or something that they had to use the Children's Hospital. And again, this year I met a wonderful young girl, Mackenzie, and she beat it. She beat cancer, and that's what really gets me, is how many lives that we're impacting by raising this money. And that's the real cool part, that it goes way beyond the golf, and that's so fulfilling as a family, as a foundation. And then the relationships I have with American family people is really special. So that's really cool.
Steve, do you sometimes right now kind of just sit and reflect and pinch yourself a little bit and look at how this has progressed and what's going on in your life? I mean, you're like on cruise control, and you're in a more enjoyable time of your life. Of all the things that are happening here, it's got to be kind of a nice ride, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great ride. I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot of perspective over the last couple of years, and just, I'm having fun with it more so than anything. And, at the end of the day, I've had a wonderful career. I've been blessed to be able to play the game and provide and all that kind of stuff for my family. So that part's been really cool. And it's just, I'm enjoying it, and I know there's not a lot of time left. Time goes by so quickly, and, I'm already 56, and, I just trying to take advantage of all these last few years that I had to play the game, because you never know, what could pop up, an injury or a illness or something, that shuts it down pretty quickly. So I'm just, I'm trying to enjoy it, take advantage of the situations that I'm in, and have a lot of fun with it.
Steve, last one for me. I don't know if you had a chance, but we're going to talk to Bobbi a little bit later. She had a fun weekend caddying for Fred Couples, and now working on her own work at the State Open, in which she's tied for second after the opening round. So the beat goes on, right? From what she gets to do enjoying the weekend right into the thick of competition.
Yeah, I went out there and watched her the last 9 holes today, and so it's, it's kind of what we do as a family. Kids are going everywhere and playing a lot of tournament golf, and so it's, my turn to kind of be on the other side and watch and see if I can't help her progress. And she played great. She did a lot of good things today, and did a couple dumb ones, just like we all do in the game of golf. But it's fun to watch her go about her business, and she's excited and eager to do it. So that makes puts a smile on my face, because she's excited to play.
Last one from here, Steve. I saw Bobbi by the caddy area after she got done with Freddie, and she described it. She said, I had an absolute blast with him going through that experience, but she said, I can't believe how tired I am. She goes, I am really exhausted, she said.
Yeah. Our whole house today was pretty dead. I'm surprised Bobbi was able to do it. Nikki hit the wall today. I didn't want to move. It's just one of those things that, all that adrenaline, and then all of a sudden that leaves your body, and then it's a big letdown, and you're just trying to lay down and do nothing. So yeah, we're in the recovery mode, and then we recharge and get ready to go again.
Well, congratulations, Steve, and you're providing a lot of wonderful thrills for many, many golfers around the world. It's kind of fun to watch.
Right? Proud of you. Nice job, Steve.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, that's Steve Stricker. And Dennis, before we leave and take a break, you and I have been doing this show together for a while. I cannot believe over the years, and maybe people kind of chuckled, I think you know where I might be going. You used to say his best days as a player are still ahead of him.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Haven't you? You've been saying that for the last 5-6 years.
Well, you could see what was going on as soon as he became his own best teacher and the like, and he progressed. And I think he's got a little bit more history in his future, and it's coming up here pretty soon.
A couple of weeks?
A couple of weeks, he'll be up there.
Dennis is talking about the U.S. Senior Open that'll be up at Century World. So, okay, we're going to check in with a guy that's out in California, the big-timer part of this group.
Big shot, yeah.
And, in fact, David's going to try and put him on a Zoom call so we can look at him.
Oh, man.
We'll be back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin right after this timeout.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Relationships.
Building them.
Making them last a lifetime. Since 1978, Clary has worked to develop true relationships with you, our customers. Hi, I'm Sean Cleary, president of Cleary Building Corp. Relationships are what drive our success. So whether you are looking at storage for your toys or a new egg building, we hope to exceed your expectations each time we serve you. We are here for every stage of your life. Build your dreams today at ClearyBuilding.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Looking for new equipment? TPC Wisconsin has a team of certified fitters that have been ranked top 100 club fitters by Golf Digest, Titleist, Ping, and Mizuno. TPC Wisconsin fitters use science, art, technology, and ball flight to determine the best equipment for your swing. To schedule your private fitting experience, contact Dylan Parisi at 608-249-1000. Learn from the best. Get better. Only at TPC Wisconsin. Back and Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin, along with Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Braun, and Dylan Parisi is going to be on the show a little bit later on tonight, and we're going to talk about fitting wedges and what you should take into consideration when you get fit for wedges. And Gary D'Amato is with us, the president of the National Golf Writers Association of America. He's out in Los Angeles, California. Is that where you are, Gary?
I am indeed in Los Angeles. I'm at LA Country Club as we speak.
Getting ready for the big board meeting tonight, huh? What's on the agenda? What's everybody going to hear in your spiel out there tonight?
Well, we've got to decide some very important things, like where our annual dinner is going to be in Augusta next year and what day of the week it's going to be on. And, there's tons of stuff on the agenda. None of it would be interesting to you guys, but it's interesting to us.
I would imagine that there's a fair amount of conversation about the news that was made 6 days ago. Here we are in our second segment. We haven't talked about LIV, PGA, and the DP World Tour. What has been the chatter with you and your brethren about this 6 days after it happens?
Yeah, that's interesting. They brought in two players, two notable players, I should say. They brought in four players, a couple qualifiers, but Cam Smith and Matthew Fitzpatrick were in the interview room, and they were asked questions about LIV and the merger and what's going on in golf, of course. But they both said, we know as much as you guys. I mean, we're completely in the dark about what the future of golf is. We don't have a clue on. They're saying, we asked if that's undermined this week, and they said, well, when we get to the first tee to play in the Champion U.S. Open, we're not thinking about Greg Norman and Jay Monahan and all that stuff. We're thinking about, okay, how do I get my ball in the fairway, and how do I give myself a good look at birdie on the first hole or whatever. So it's on their minds, but it won't be once the championship starts.
Also, we should mention, and I'm going to take this one to Dennis, and then we'll have Mike and Gary follow up on it. Jay Monahan told the PGA staff this week that the bottom line is, Dennis, this thing was a money issue. And that's basically, right, the bottom line of what this was all about. And if you really listen to all the conversations, watch the Golf Channel, I guess it's no different than a lot of things in life. It looked like follow the money. How far offline is that?
Well, that's what it was about. I mean, this group is buying golf and trying about the NBA, and football won't be late. That's the way it is. But, I just don't understand how we can be partners with people who fund people who shoot our people when we're overseas. I don't understand that. I do understand that the litigation costs were unbelievable. We couldn't. We the PGA couldn't afford it.
They couldn't have outlasted the potential money that they had.
So he took the path of least resistance there and went for the money. But I don't know. It's
So do you accept it as a reality and just say there it is, or what are you going to do about it? Or what?
Well, I'm going to get about six. I'm going to get about 6 lawyers together, and I'm going to figure out a way how to get a PGA tour. Like dumbbells like us. Who do all the work and raise these kids and do this and do that and take care of all the people. And I'm going to have a PGA tour so that we could get a retirement account. I've been a member for 50-some years. My dad, my brother. We don't have any retirement accounts. We'd have nothing. Right. And I was sitting at the meeting when the PGA gave to Dean Beeman, gave them the tour. So from day one, it's about the money. The players want the money, not the poor guys like us that are going ahead and
that do all the work.
Well, isn't that true? I mean, I'm who meets the customer the most? The PGA pro right at the front desk. That's the meets the customer, and these people are enjoying it. It'd be really good if they would say, what about us, 20-some thousand people that are out here? And you wonder why we can't get, I shouldn't say it this way, we should be getting more quality people other than credit card holders, credit card people who are collecting credit cards at the front desk of the clubs. We would get better people if we had a retirement account, if we had some sort of a benefit for being this, other than love of the game.
I was just, Mike, I'll turn it over to you. I was going to turn it over to you after this question, and I was kiddingly going to say, but you got a great retirement fund after 50 years of being a PGA professional, right?
Who does?
You.
What is that?
You don't have a retirement.
That's my point. I don't have a retirement fund. So you would think they would throw us a bone, so that there would be something there. But that's a beef, and it was a beef even from way back when. But the mistake the PGA players made is they didn't form a union. If they'd have formed a union way back then And that was one of the things that was talked about. But clearly it got out of hand, and it's about the money. I mean, that's what the size of the player today is measured by how much money he makes. That's the source.
Mike, take it away.
Yep. Gary D'Amato, president of the National Golf Writers Association of America, is out in Los Angeles where the U.S. Open will be played. But until through Saturday, you were here. Just curious as to your reaction to the continued dominance that Steve has put on the scorecards and on the Champions Tour. He's now won 15 times out of 58 starts. That's better than a 1 in 4. He continues to reset the record book on competitive consecutive rounds at par or better. It's just, we say it almost every week, Gary. It sounds like we're repeating ourselves, but it's extraordinary what we're witnessing Steve Stricker, do on the Champions Tour.
Well, I don't even have words for it anymore. I mean, I hated like heck that I had to miss the final round because I had to fly out here, because there's probably no way I could have gotten to the board. Our board meeting starts at 5 p.m. here on West Coast time, so flying out on Monday morning would have really been dicey. But I was in Las Vegas laying over and looking at the scores, and I saw him build, the 3-stroke lead, the 4-stroke lead, and won by 5. And I mean, I don't know. It's an incredible thing he's doing, and I hope people understand how hard it is to do what he's doing. Very few players on any level have sort of dominated the way he's dominated the last, 8, 10, 12 months. I mean, obviously Tiger and Prime and Jack, certainly for long stretches in his career. And we're talking Champions Tour golf, and I know some people say that's different, and okay. But still, to do what he's doing is it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and we got to see it firsthand, and continue to do what he's doing. And this tournament will be followed now by the U.S. Senior Open at Century World in 2 weeks. And Steve is the best player and the odds-on favorite, which is weird in golf, right? I mean, we usually don't have a favorite to win a tournament. It's a handful, and you can say, hey, we're going to – but Steve is the favorite. Every time he picks up and enters into a tournament, he's the favorite to win it.
Well, I was talking to Mark Rolfing about that a couple of weeks ago, and Mark had toured Century World to get ready for the TV broadcast, took notes on the course, and he basically said Steve's going to win here. He said this course is perfect for him. And when you think about it, I mean, Padraig Harrington right now is probably Steve's biggest rival, because Padraig still has all the tools and hits it a mile. And then, Stephen Ames and Stephen Alker are right there, too, right behind them. But, I mean, basically, I think it's 4 guys at the top right now on the Champions Tour with Steve and Padraig, Steve leading the parade, Padraig right behind. And which also makes me say that I wonder if Bernhard Langer is ever going to get that record-breaking victory now with the way those guys are playing.
Yeah. Last one for me, and then we're gonna also talk to Fred Funk in our next segment. But just about this tournament and that you're at, the U.S. Open, and how much of the conversation and the oxygen in the room is going to be spent about the non-golf stuff, the merger, as opposed to the championship itself?
Well, definitely before the championship starts. I mean, they're bringing a bunch of guys tomorrow. Koepka, McIlroy, by the way, has asked not to participate in the pre-tournament stuff, and I don't blame him, because he's had enough of this, But I think this subject is going to be talked about ad nauseum until Thursday, and then hopefully talk turns to the U.S. Open Championship and the players playing in it. But the USJ moderators at the news conferences are already trying to squash questions about LIV and the merger and the PGA Tour. After Fitzpatrick was asked a couple questions this morning, the moderator said, okay, that's enough about the merger and about PGA Tour. Let's talk about the U.S. Open. So they're trying to steer the conversation, understandably, because we're here for a U.S. Open, but it is the talk, obviously, not only of the golf world, but the sports world right now.
Gary, I want to thank you for participating in the show. Good luck out there in California with all of the work you got going, and we'll be back with Fred Funk after this timeout. You're listening to Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.Golf.
Fred Funk is
Visit
ready.
Wisconsin.Golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our
down
state.
The wrong pipe, but,
and listen
he
to
should be
Talking
good.
Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.Golf and Talking Golf on the internet and on your radio dial. The voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob's. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
We're back at Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin. From Madison, Dennis Tiziani, owner of TPC Wisconsin, Steve's father-in-law. I'm Paul Brown, and our other co-host, Mike Heller, he's up in Appleton, Wisconsin. Mike, why don't you take it away and introduce Fred, our next guest?
Yeah, we talked about at the top of the show that I was lucky enough to fill in as a caddy this weekend, which I hadn't done before, working for Len Matisse over the weekend. And I saw the draw come out for Saturday and being paired with Fred Funk and Mark Calcavecchia. And I knew I was in for a treat, and Fred Funk joins us on the program now. And Fred, I hope you're okay. I know that you didn't you had to pull yesterday, so I hope you're okay. But I can tell you this, I had a blast walking along with you and Calc and Lenny Matisse on Saturday, and thank you for your kindness to jump on the show with us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It was a lot of fun, and getting to meet you was great, and it was fun. Just yesterday morning, I was a little shocked with the weather change, and
yeah.
I'm out there on wind chill of like 48 degrees when we were warming up. My wrist was, pretty achy anyway, and then it got really achy, and I tried to play. I was 6 over through 6 holes yesterday, and I said, I don't know whether I want to keep going and shoot 90 or just go in. So I decided to go in. And
not the worst choice, Fred. It was warming up on the range yesterday.
Well.
Whew, warming up on the range yesterday, that rain blowing into us, and that was nasty.
Yeah, it was miserable. It felt like it was one of the worst days over in England or Scotland or Ireland
right?
or somewhere.
Yeah,
crazy.
Let me ask you, so Steve Stricker's a regular on the show. He joined us up the top here today at his home course, and him winning his tournament Your impressions of what you've seen in his game and what he's doing. You've been on this tour for 16 years. What he's doing 6 years on a tour is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, but he's a pretty remarkable player. For one, when I used to play with him on the regular tour, when he was at the top of his game, the biggest thing I noticed with him was his short game. And I remember playing a practice round with him at New Orleans one year, TPC New Orleans, and all those greens are really tricky around the greens. They have the runoffs and the deep bunkers and everything. And he would drop 3 or 4 balls, usually 3 balls, and he would chip 3 and then throw them back and chip them 3 again. And every shot was a different shot. One was a little bump and run, and another one would be a one-hop stop, and the next one would be a little run out. He'd land at different places. He'd bump it into the hills. I mean, he did everything, and all of them just looked so simple and easy, and he just had total control of what he was doing around the greens. And then, no question, everybody knows he has total control on the greens with one of the best strokes. Although I've seen him miss more putts here recently than he used to, but he's still a phenomenal putter. And then the other day he was warming up behind me, and he probably wasn't hitting any more than a 9 or an 8 iron, but he was taking the club back really short. He was not. I always call him, he's the hingeless golf swing. He doesn't look like he's hinging his wrist. Well, literally with that club, it didn't hinge at all. I mean, it was just an incredible amount of extension, and the width of the swing was as wide as it can get. And he's a much bigger guy than you think. When you're up next to him, you realize he's a pretty good sized guy, and he has long arms, and he can get a big arc, a big width in his golf swing, and he maximizes that out, but he doesn't maximize the turn, and then he doesn't maximize the hinging of the wrist, at least with the shorter clubs. And I think, and that carries into the short game as well, which I think is why there's not many moving parts. It's all about finding the bottom in that part of the game anyway, and making great contact, especially around the green, and having control of the spin and the launch and everything of the ball. And he has total command of that with what he does with his, and I call it his fundamentals, because you don't see that very often. Guys chip with that technique, and the way he putts the same way, not much movement, and there's not much to go wrong. So there's, I think the way his mindset is, without ever talking to him or listening to him, I missed his interview, unfortunately, but he's trying to eliminate all the variables, and there's not many variables in his golf swing. He's just going to beat you with meticulous. It doesn't need to be perfection. It just, the game is all about misses and how bad your misses are, and his misses aren't very bad. So he's going to beat you, and if his putter's on, he's going to kill you.
Fred, from your perspective of watching tournaments and participating in them all over the world and on the regular tour and the Champions Tour, what's your impressions of Madison and what's going on here with American Families Insurance Championship?
Oh, it's a really good tournament. Really well received. Almost any time we go to the Midwest, meaning the Champions Tour and the regular tour, when they go to the Midwest, the heart of our country, and I just call it the soul of our country is what I think. Thank God we still have our Midwest and center of our core of our country, but that's my political statement. I'll just stay with that. And I love that. And they really support golf, and they support sports, and they love they love their universities and, all their schools. I don't know what the high school programs are around, but when any of the Iowa schools or the Wisconsin schools or, but now I'm a born Maryland Terrapin, and now they're Big Ten. So they got to deal with all that when they go on the road with all the fandom that goes on in the Midwest. So it's not surprising that the American Family Tournament is really good. I think it's a really good golf course. It has a lot of diversity. Front nine is totally different than the back, and each hole is totally different. It has good finishing holes, and it's really a well-rounded tournament. It just has everything. But I heard it's going to get a lot better, potentially, just because of the new venue where we're going. TPC. What's it called? TPC Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin. Yeah, coming out here in 2 years, Fred. Let me leave you with this, and I'll say thank you in advance. I appreciate you jumping on with us, and thanks for your hospitality when I was around you this weekend. But you've spent your entire life in this game, as Dennis Tiziani, who was on the panel with us, has spent his entire life in this game. What was your reaction 6 days ago when you found out about the merger with LIV and the DP World Tour, having spent your entire life doing this?
Well, I think I'm still in shock. I've been reading everything I can about it, and they actually had a really long article by somebody I was reading on the plane today, ESPN article, and it really dove really deep in. It was really long. It actually took me almost the whole flight to read the dang on thing. But it gave a lot of insight of what unfolded and how it all unfolded, whether you liked it or not. I have issues with the way this whole LIV thing has been handled from the very beginning. The way Monahan didn't want to negotiate early. You know, to me, if I was a commissioner and I had this startup company that had billions of dollars of backing, I want to have a meeting and say, what are you guys going to do? And what's your plans? What's going on? And I want to know up front, and then go from there. But to think that this startup company or startup tour wasn't going to happen, and then they were never going to get funded, and then they got funded, and then they were never going to have players leave, and then they left, and then they were never going to have a first tournament, and then they did. It's like, well, now we're behind the eight ball. So, you know, to me, the bully on the block was always the PGA Tour. We were always the big guy bullying everybody else and had control of anything we really wanted to do, and all of a sudden they lost their leverage. And I think a lot of decisions made since then have been wrong. I don't like the new format at all, what they came up with the tour, with the two-tier system. I think that's bogus. I think no cuts are bogus. I think, what's the idea with no cuts? Limited field events, crazy. The upper tier being so much more powerful in ranking points and money than the second tier, especially money-wise. With these elevated events, sponsors never signed on to that. Now all of a sudden they got $20 million events. What are we going to do? So it was unsustainable, which is the word they've been using, that they couldn't keep moving forward. All of a sudden their hand was forced, and they had to do something. And I don't know whether this is the right thing to do or not, and I'm really curious, and I think everybody is, how are they going to make this thing work?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. And also the hypocrisy of, in my mind, their narrative all the time was, how do we get in bed with these guys? Why are we doing this with all the atrocities and stuff? When the tour has been in that, they've been playing in Saudi Arabia and China and everywhere else like that forever. So I didn't think that narrative held any water at all. So I'm not happy with the way Monahan handled it with the secrecy either. So that was a long answer, but that's me.
Fred, thank you for your time. We appreciate
Fred,
it.
thank you.
You bet. We'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. Also, you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin houses a world-class golf instruction, coaching, and club fitting experience. Golfers have year-round access to our award-winning coaches and club fitters, state-of-the-art technologies, and PGA Tour quality facilities. If you'd like to learn more about junior and women's golf, private instruction, group coaching, or business clinics, please contact Travis Becker at tbecker@tpcwisconsin.com.
How long is the pre-prepared segment?
At TPC Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an
we're
amazing
coming back
golf
at
experience,
about
look no
46
further
here,
than
so
Wild Rock
put
Golf
us
Club in the
out at
Wisconsin Dells.
52
This stunning
or
championship
so.
course
Another
offers
2-minute break. We'll be
unforgettable
back
views
at
from
about
elevated tee
55,
boxes
so it
with
would only
greens
leave
that
like
roll
4
fast
minutes.
and true. Cut from the natural beauty
All
of the
right.
Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows,
Bobbi Stricker
plus
is ready.
award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. I'd like to take a quick 30 seconds and talk to you about the most important part of a Cleary building, the foundation. Without it, you won't be able to stand the test of time. At Cleary, our foundation is made up of some truly amazing people. Our Cleary family rises to the challenge every day, and it shows when that shamrock is applied.
4307.
So if you are looking for a new challenge at our corporate office or out on the construction site, join the Cleary family today by clicking on careersatclearybuilding.com.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.Golf. Visit Wisconsin.Golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.Golf and Talking Golf. On the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
We're back at TPC Wisconsin, talking golf along with Mike Heller and Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. Dave McCann behind the scenes, our engineer, and joining us now is Bobbi. We got a couple of areas we want to chat with Bobbi, but Bobbi, let's start from a daughter's perspective. You watched it yesterday. You participated in it over the weekend. What's your thoughts on your dad winning that tournament, that American Family Insurance Championship?
Yes, I am very, very, very proud is all I really have to say of both him and my mom. Of, yes, what they do on the golf course, but also just the people that they are and what they do for our community. It's really cool. And all the people behind the scenes I get to see, and I'm really fortunate to see the, behind the scenes side of the whole event, and it makes my heart explode how just, somebody said it in the trophy ceremony about a dream achieved, and there were a lot of dreams achieved yesterday, and I'm so happy I got a front row seat to the whole thing.
Yeah, Bobbi, that trophy actually says that on it, dream achieved. And I saw you running down from the grandstand behind 18. Has to be a little surreal to be there and to see the love and appreciation for the golf community that pours towards your father and your mom and the family for what Steve has done, but also for what they're doing, not just on the tournament scoreboard, but for the foundation and the money being raised.
Yes. Yeah, and it is cool because you get to see, the people that it's affecting and the people that come out and support it. It's our home. They're our people, and it just hits different when it's your people. And the weekend was full of, our whole family was there, which adds another really cool element, and so many friends and family, and it's just a really special, really the whole week is really special, and we look forward to it every year.
What does it make you feel like in terms of your being involved in the sport of golf, to watch all of this and partake in it and that kind of thing? Does it give you a little bit different perspective of how important that is in your life and your family's life?
Yeah, since this event, this week was different because I guess he won, yes, but it's really, my perspective on that thing has changed, like, since this tournament has started. And really kind of being at an age to understand it, too, how big of an impact golf can have on, I mean, I knew how big of an impact it was on like, our small circle, like us four, that's our family, but then realizing as I got older how much it does. It teaches you so many things about you and yourself and other people, and then the way at this professional level and with the PGA Tour, how it, like, how much it can give back. That has been something that I've started to understand, like I said, when this tournament began, however many years ago it did. It adds another really, like, special element to the sport that we all love, and it is on full display at the AmFam Champs.
Did you gain a little perspective of the caddy life that your mom has led with Steve by carrying the bag for Freddie Couples this weekend?
Yeah. Yes, that her job is really hard.
Yeah, right.
And she's in really good shape. And I learned some cool things. Freddie didn't talk through a lot of shots, but I mean, to see a Hall of Famer up close like that and to just witness some of the shots that he hit and hear them up close. And Freddie has become a really cool, like, I don't know, we call him Grandpa Fred, but it's more like it's more like an, uncle, mentor.
Sure. Yeah.
He's been a huge supporter of Izzy and I in our golf, and so that has been really cool. So to spend this 4 days with him that I did was great, yes. But my mom is really good at her job, and I give her, I already had a lot of respect for her, but I have more when I do it.
Mike, you got anything else from your end? If not, we'll switch.
Well, I know that, Bobby, I know that round one of the state open for you.
There you
today.
go. That's where I was going to go.
Yep, and at Blackhawk, and you shot even par today. Your dad mentioned it early, how drained all of you were, but you had to turn that back on to go play in that event today. 2 more rounds to go. How you feel?
Yeah, I feel I'm very pleased shooting even par, all things considered. I bogeyed the first 2 holes, and I'm glad I bogeyed the first 2 holes because it was kind of like all right, it kind of kicked me into gear a little bit, like, all right, we're staying in a golf tournament, like, let's go. And I had a lot of fun, actually, out there today. I have played, no Blackhawk well, so that was a bonus. My swing showed up. I hadn't picked up a golf club in like 3 days, so my swing showed up. I made some putts. I talked to Rob Hernandez at the end with Wisconsin.Golf, and I said, like, golf is just really fun right now. That's all I can really say. It's just, and I did. I got rejuvenated kind of watching this weekend, which always kind of happens to me. I get in a little lull, and then it always seems to be that I go watch a golf tournament, and it, like, kind of fires me up again. So I was really fired up this morning to go play. I have 2 more days.
One more question, Bobby, then we're going to let you go. How does Blackhawk fit your game, the course itself?
How does it?
Yeah.
I didn't drive it super well today, but I'm usually pretty straight, and you have to be really straight there. You got to put it in the fairway because it's a narrow place, and there's trees everywhere. So, and then it's not super long either. So my wedges have gotten better too, and I executed on a lot of those today. So, but yeah, my driver and my wedge game, and then I putt okay too. So you have to know what you're doing on those greens because they can get a little funky. And I did all that kind of nicely today.
Well, Bobby, we appreciate you stopping by and checking in. Good luck in that tournament. Hope you can bring home a title. Keep that rolling in the family. You guys are riding a nice wave right now.
Yes,
we're all
sir.
pulling for you.
Okay,
Thank you.
That's Bobbi
Thanks,
Stricker.
Bobby.
Hey, we'll be back with some final thoughts after this timeout. This is Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob's. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the
we'll
best
be back
price.
At 57.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect Radio Show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
Welcome back. We are live at Luke and Anna's garage. Sean, what are we looking at here?
Well, Phil, Anna has taken over the garage with her candle business and left no room for lawn care storage. It looks like Luke has a 5-iron. No, make that a 4-iron to knock down the weeds around the house.
Great call, Sean. I don't think that 5-iron would have gotten it done.
It's a story as old as time, Phil. You gotta have the right tools for the job, and if you don't have a place to store the tools, then you should probably visit clearybuilding.com today.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin. Mike, we got about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Any final thoughts from up there in Appleton?
Yeah, I just think, and I think it was reflected by what Steve was talking about, and Bobby, for that matter, as well as Fred Funk, that the tournament that just wrapped it's something special, and I'm very much looking forward to its final year next year. And University Ridge has done a fantastic job, but I am looking forward to it come to TPC Wisconsin and all that it does. It's such a spectacular event. I had a great time this weekend, but also Friday night to go to the concert. It's one of the seminal moments of summertime in Madison to go to that AmFam concert at Bree Stevens with all those folks that are golf fans as well, and I just thought it was a special weekend again.
Tiz, you got about 30 seconds. All of this that's happening with your family and golf. How are you feeling? Seriously.
Well, I'm just kind of enjoying it, you know. A lot of work that these people put in to get where they are, whether it be a formal education, whether it be practicing golf. Nick was up hitting balls today. I mean, they're into it. But they go one step further, you know. It's important from a golf perspective, but it's one of those things which they know about our priorities: faith, family, education, and golf. You know, that's the priorities. They live by those, and it's fun to watch. Just sit back, Bobby and I sit back and watch this,
And you got to have a lot of pride, though, right? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, but they work at it. You know, coaches and teachers are overrated, in my opinion. You know, players are good because they want to be good. These people want to be good, and that's a big difference.
Well, guys, we're out of time. So we thank Dave McCann for doing a nice job on the engineering, for Mike Heller, and Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown from TPC, Wisconsin, where this AmFam tournament, as Mike mentioned, will be in a couple of years. That'll be exciting, too. But for now, we're out of time. Thank you for joining us. Hope you'll come back again next Monday night when we'll be here. So from TPC, Wisconsin, in Madison, good night, and thanks for listening to Talking Golf at TPC, Wisconsin.
It's pretty cool.
News.